We're gonna talk about my dad. He is this guy, Alan Winchester, and he has a beard. He always has a beard. Having a beard is kind of his thing. He'd go through spells where he'd like try to shave it once in a while or do like a werewolf dad in a cave thing, you know. But I mean, for the most part, beard. Got that salt and pepper thing going on, you know. He's the old man. He gave me my receding hairline. Yay! Or vanishing hairline, really. I mean, it's not actually receding so much as it's just like, you know, disappearing completely. But, you know, genetics! What you gonna do? Now, I'm not one of those people that likes to, you know, go on and on about their lives, but there are a couple things that I want to cover in this video where I'm talking about my dear old dad. Just a couple things that I think would be interesting for fans to know. And before you say anything, yes, I know, I missed Mother's Day, I didn't really come up with this idea until about a week ago, and I was like, you know, that could be fun. People like listening to people tell stories. You know, they like to hear the rambling a little bit if it has a personal touch to it. So, I mean, that's kind of what this is me just rambling about my dad and in general. I'll do the Mother's Day thing probably next year, I guess. You know, sorry, Mom, you'll get it. It'll happen, I swear. These animations will probably look a little better by then because I'm always improving and stuff. So, I mean, you know, you could hold that over Dad's head, I guess, if you really want. You guys have seen him in my animations. You know, he's shown up in like half beard and like Don't Sleep Robbie and things like that. I always do the voices for him because I just figured that it was easier and it just feels weird for me to ask for voice help from my dad. You know, he's not really like a voice actor or anything, obviously. And if I can avoid asking for outside help, I usually do. So I figured, it's close enough, I'll go and do it myself. I kind of regret that now because it'd be fun to have his voice immortalized in one of my things. You know, it's whatever, but he was all right to grow up with. You know, he's my dad and he would try to teach us things, and as kids we were too busy breaking toys and stuff to really pay that much attention. I mean, we would get into all kinds of trouble and, you know, he'd get mad about it and that's probably one of the biggest, most obvious things that I got from him was the whole quote-unquote Winchester rage. You know, the whole yelling thing. Ah! That sort of thing. Anger, blah, 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 knowing how to yell. Now, something that you've seen in the animations, you know, siblings and all that, is his love of solitaire. That was always his thing. And that's something that I'll always remember about him growing up was he always loved playing solitaire. You'd never see him with a pack of cards doing it, though. It was just way too convenient to do it on the computer, which I understand that. I'm not going to sit here and try and sort out all those cards myself. Solitaire is fun to play a little bit, but I mean, he made like a career out of it, you'd think. Like, he did it all the freaking time. He worked with computers normally. I never really understood what his job was. Something involving servers, or I could have swore he was handling mail at one point. I don't know, he's worked in a couple different offices, but normally the offices he worked in were like really big and they'd have computers and they were all spread out and stuff. And the only reason I know about that is because sometimes he would have us like spend the night with him at work. He worked overnight at a computer place, messing with servers or whatever, and it was like a really big office, and you know, you had like, you know, the white tile floor and like the big plastic walls, and you know, everything is, you know, gigantic and takes a while to go through. A couple of times I remember him taking me and the brothers out, and we'd spend the night with him while he was doing the night shift thing, bring like sleeping bags and pillows and stuff, and we'd play around with office chairs rolling around and stuff and run around, and it was freaking crazy. Like, all the giant computers, all the walls of technology. That probably has a lot to do with the reason why I'm into computers now. Like, why I like to mess with my computer. And I mean, besides the fact that obviously I can create animations and stuff, that's always been my passion, that and video game creation, but I can't really program. So, well, I'm not good at programming. I try sometimes, but normally it ends up with a bug of some sort that really kills it. I'm rambling hardcore, but I guess that's the point of this series. That was where my love of computers started from, was my dad. That much is definitely something that comes from him, because he'd always, you know, bring computers home, and this is my first computer right here. There's, you know, me peeking out behind it. Windows 3.1. That was an interesting operation software. It was one of those ones that was locked at 16 colors, though. Or was it 8? I think, because actually when you open up like Microsoft Paint, all the colors would be like, you'd have your normal colors, and then anything else that was like a peach tone or anything else was always that weird checkerboard crap, where it's like, oh, it's red with a couple specks of yellow, and that's what peach is, right? Just, you know, squint your eyes enough and you'll get it. It's fine. You want to create peach colored things, you're freaking screwed, because it's gonna look like a freaking hodgepodge, and they're gonna look like 6 Simpsons characters, you know, whatever. That was then, and it was fun doing sprite work on it and stuff. And I got my dad to thank for that, because, you know, he brought that home from work, and it took us a while to actually get a desktop computer. I think I was in junior high before we actually had a computer that could handle more than 8 colors. He was always a stickler for waiting until the last moment to upgrade technology. That was more of a cheapskate thing. And really, I am also a cheapskate, don't like spending money unless I absolutely have to. There being a couple of exceptions, obviously, because look at my fucking computer setup. I've got 3 fucking monitors and more coming. I mean, I swear, like, it's going to be a thing where I'm going to be incubated in fucking TV screens and monitors and glowing blue light and, oh my god, look at me, I can touch and poke poke and scratch at everything and do things and whatever, and it's gonna be crazy. It is crazy, but it's going to be crazy. The point is, my dad plus computers equals most of what I know about him. He's very much a computer guy, and, you know, I love him for that. I love him for a lot of reasons, but that being the main one, because, I mean, goodness gracious, that really has shaped who I am today with the technology and everything. Another thing that the animations touch upon is his love of coins. That was always kind of a kryptonite for him, was, you know, getting on the internet and buying coins. I don't know if it's like a history thing or if it's just always been a thing with him liking coins and whatever, but I mean, you know, rare coins and weird little treasures like that. It was always kind of something he was into. Everybody's got a passion. I like to draw cartoons and make people say things and whatever in video games and stuff. He likes to collect coins and play solitaire. That's his thing. That's kind of exactly how you define him. And I mean, growing up, he wasn't exactly the best when it came to like discipline. Or he was great at discipline because he did it a lot. It was kind of a hectic household, a little bit. Not something to brag about, obviously, but everybody's got their moments where it's kind of like, hey, I don't know, kind of sketchy. A little ways into that, he turned a leaf and he decided to not be that way and decided to chill out, and that was really awesome of him. And, you know, that's helped me with my rage-induced moments a lot, is knowing that, I mean, if somebody like my dad could sit there and turn it around and become a better person at the end of it, then anybody can. It's possible for anybody. And having seen that firsthand, I know that it's possible for me too, because clearly I've got his genetics, so I know that I can lose myself to the rage, but I can also overcome it. And so that's another thing I guess I got from him. Kind of wanted to share a couple of stories with you guys about my dad and, you know, things that I remember about him. The positive moments, not the whole, oh, let's move out to the middle of the country and get chickens and give Rob a lingering fear of rice because it reminds him of maggots. We'll just glaze over those parts because, you know, there's some parts of my childhood that I enjoy too, and that's what I want to share. So, thank you guys for listening, and thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you in the next Roblahblahblah. Bye now!